I'm a strict racer. Usually don't drift at all. Um, I've beaten all the drift events just to get through the game and whatnot. Yes, they were fun, but it's not my preference. So today I'm gonna take my favorite car, the 2015 Dodge Challenger SRT, and I'm gonna try to turn this one. It's an extra one, so I'm gonna try to turn this one into a drift car. Now I'm not a drifter, not really professional at building drift cars. A lot of people just tell me to slide all the handling tuning settings to the left. Well, this one doesn't have a tune on it yet. As a matter of fact, I just built it. It is fully upgraded with all elite parts. I did put a turbocharger on this one just because that's normally what I would do if I was racing with it. Excuse me. But in this case, consider putting a supercharger on there. We'll see here in a minute. But I do have all elite parts on here, um, just so you guys can see. Pretty sure I have I have the time refill nitrous on there. So definitely the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and switch that to the action. You definitely want action NOS when you guys are drifting. I would hope you know that much at least. Um, if not, well, now you know. Tires, I haven't put any tires on there yet. Just want to see how the car reacts with the stock tires, but I've upgraded everything else to elite parts. As you can see, the 0 to 60 is 2.06 seconds. Quarter mile speed, let's see, we've got 9.03 at 167 miles an hour. Top speed of 238, horsepower of 1,592. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one of these parts and it will show me all of my specific details. So we've got a 0 to 100, 4.09, and the maximum torque is 1,343 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do though is I'm going to go ahead and just play around with this tune a little bit. I'm just going to start throwing a couple of things to the left. Just a couple notches. I don't want to get all crazy. Launch controls off. I'm going to leave that off. That's fine. Go ahead and throw these to the left. Downforce. We'll throw all that out to the left. Brake strength. Now see this. This is where I really don't know if I should have more brakes to encourage a drift quicker or less brakes so it doesn't slow my drift down. So I'm going to leave that one right in the middle as of right now because I've never really like tuned balls to the wall, like tuned out a drift car. And so this is my first time trying that. As far as the brakes go, the brake bias, really not sure front or rear for a drift car. I would say probably to the front, just based off of what it's saying and based off my experience as a sprint tuner. Front front brakes is usually what I go ahead and apply, but I would make the brake strength all the way to the more in that case if I was a sprint racing. So I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna put this to the left like everything else. Handbrake. Okay, this one's a tricky one, so I'm gonna make this a little bit less, just because I don't want it to slow me down too much. Springs. Now I know from experience I'm gonna make these all the way stiff, and the sway bars. I'm gonna go ahead and make this all the way stiff too, just from my gut instinct. If anybody feels that's not the right thing to do, you're more than welcome to share your opinions with me. Now, I do have the action nitrous set. With that being said, and this being a drift car, it's going to gain and earn a ton of nitrous very quickly for these courses. So for that reason alone, I'm going to go ahead and tune this nitrous more towards the power side. Um, and that's something that's a personal preference, but I'm going to go ahead and do that for them. Now I've got the manual gears on. I do like to drive with the manual. I always usually do. I mean, it's 99.9% of the time I'm driving with the manual. But in this case, it might not be the best thing to do, so we'll find out. Let's go back in here into the tuning. Now, if you notice, my quarter mile time has dropped from 9.03 seconds to 9.00 seconds. It was 9.03 at 167, and it's 9.00 at 168. And the reason that is, guys, is because of the downforce. I went ahead and turned that downforce all the way down. And just to prove that, I'll show you. I'll put it back to the middle, or even after that, it's fine. And I'll show you guys. There's 903 and 167. So just so you guys know, if anybody doesn't know, if you turn the downforce all the way down, it will give you a quicker quarter-mile time. I don't recommend doing that unless I don't recommend doing it if it's for a sprint racing car. It's better for a drag racing car, or in this case, it would be a drift car, because you're not trying to get, to that. You're not going to make it to that quarter mile. You're going to be accelerating so fast, way before a quarter mile. You're going to be hitting turns, blah, blah, blah. So less downforce is good with stuff like that. That's pretty much that for now. What I'm going to go ahead and do, though, is I am going to go ahead and throw a supercharger in here. And I'm just going to see what that might bring me. So we've got a gain of 0.16 seconds on the 0 to 60 and a 0.06 seconds on the 0 to 100. But if you notice, we gained 0.03 seconds on the quarter mile and lost 8 miles per hour speed as well. So instead of doing 168 at the quarter mile, now we'll be doing 160. But guys, keep in mind, this is a drift car. This is not a sprint racing car. We are not drag racing to a quarter mile. We're not doing quarter mile pulls. This car needs to have the quickest acceleration, so it has the most fucking pull when you're doing these drift events. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and consider which supercharger I'm going to throw in there. I bet you it's going to be that one, but I'm just going to go through these anyway, just to see where we're at. Okay, we got a 913 at 158 for the quarter mile, and a 0 to 60 is 193. So 1.93 and 9.13. Okay, this one's considerably better here, guys. If you look, it's kind of a toss-up. 913, 161. These two are identical. $189 and $903 at 160. Well, I guess let's just take the Elite Supercharger. So that brings us to a 1.89 slash 1.90, whichever it wants to do. Let me find out. Let me set this air filter. Let's see what that case is. Okay, yeah, it's still doing it. 1.89, 1.90. Okay, so we're at a 9.03 at 160 miles an hour. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. So let me go ahead and take this thing out. I didn't put, as far as the physical attributes, I didn't do anything to it to make it a drift car. I have not put any camber on it yet. I suppose I could put a couple clicks on there just for S&Gs. But the ride height's all the way low, brakes in the middle, and I did widen the wheels just because I like the look. There's no other reason for that. Tires, I told you they were stock and the performance upgrades. I do have stock tires on there. As you can see here, we can obviously adjust those at will. The tuning, really didn't do too much there. Like I showed you guys, I just kicked everything a couple notches to the left to give me just an overall generic drift tune. But I did put the supercharger in there, so let me go ahead and take a look at how this thing performs. Keep in mind I'm driving with a manual, so let me go ahead and see. Here's an easy one. I'm not a drifter, and this is a first draft, a rough draft of this Challenger, so I don't know what's gonna do, guys. Don't make fun of me. Just trying to do what I can and make a good video. Okay, so here we are. I'd love to take that race any other time, but right now I can't. Oh, this is a togue event. That's okay. It's not a drift, but that's fine. This event is not a drift challenge. These cars move slowly. Outside the camera view with my outside the car camera, and I will just to show you guys how the car is reacting. As you can see, it's really slidey, and sideways, and it hit the end. I don't really know. People or anything, it's just a good thing. Too serious. See what kind of acceleration and forward stops, got some great speed. Really tight with that supercharger. Overall, there's kind of got a sway to it. Obviously, it's a big, heavy car, and I know that because it took me a very, very long time to get a very tight split racing tune on this one. But I'm having difficulty just controlling it, so that's just a testament as to how heavy this car is. Also, I'm trying to pick out the right views. Different these corners. So there, kind of really in the stop, overhook from there. So definitely oversteering. So this is what I think I'm going to do is put these stock tires, and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade them to some drift tires. I might not go extreme right away. Oh, Blue Fish no best. That's funny. But I will definitely add some type of drift tire to this car because clearly the stock tires are getting way too much traction. I'm getting oversteered, slowing me down. So let me just go ahead and jump to the garage and do that. Okay. Now, let's go on the performance upgrades and go to the tires. So there we are right in the middle. If you look at the little slider bar at the middle, tire traction. um, which represents whether it's drift or grip, right? Same thing as your handling setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide this to, I don't know, mid drift. I don't want to get crazy. I just want to go ahead and see what's up with that. Now, I'm going to go out here, take it for another run. Take it for a little drive up in the mountains. What do we got here? There we go. Medium event. Stagger your swagger. Ooh, she's looking mean. Chrome paint job with the flat black. Uh-oh. Who's this? Uh-oh. I unexpectedly have some competition. That couldn't have happened at a more perfect time for this guy. He's about to kill me. Definitely more signal. Yeah, I'm definitely ahead of him. I'm running very fast. I'll show you guys from outside. Definitely more slippery. She wants to put a deeper grip. It's going to take some time for me to get used to. Exactly like that. This is it's almost everything. But I have been considering with some friends of mine to make at least one good car. Yeah. My favorite car is have to be a Challenger, and I figured, well, I can take this underdog of a sprint car, which the Challenger is a pretty fun car. And even drivers. But when it comes to Challengers and underdogs, I figured, well, let me go ahead and take this big boat. Big V8, this 392 Hemi. And see if I can turn it into a massive drifter, because it does have a lot of weight. So I figured with that alone, I should be able to get some nice things going. Unfortunately, I can't keep control of it. And I'm having some hitting on the walls. I am in third place, which is under this guy that's doing this event with me last year. As you can see, he's way back there. Here's the thing. I'm also driving a manual, so 3 is a kind of 52. This is like a whole new experience for me. I might consider putting a drift car on automatic. I would think that's actually a very good idea. If I can't get the hang of it the next couple tries, I will definitely consider doing that. Okay, so as you guys can see, it was pretty slippery, real wide. I did beat some personal best, but as you can see, I'm still 64 on the speed list. 64 on the speed wall. That is unbelievable. Did a really over the back there. This thing's such a pain that whenever it's that. Sorry guys, this is not the full camera view. Oh, he did take that. Sweet. There you go, guys. Spontaneous drift. Really nice going on. Trying to keep this guy. This car's so heavy. Just massive points. Oh, really sideways. I'm really sure we can do the drift on that. Yeah, some people reach out to me and help me on how to do that. I'm killing it, thanks. Really I don't think this car usually too hard to make it a good car. That's a mistake. I would rather it just get completely sideways than racing. I only got 4,000. Oh, wow. Okay, so that happened. Now I'm just gonna cut this guy. Oh my goodness, I went the wrong way. That is fantastic. Still won the event, technically speaking, but I definitely went the wrong way. Wow. Okay. Alright guys, well, I'm going to jump to the garage, and this is going to conclude today's video of trying to make a drift challenger. I will get back to this soon. Hopefully I will speak to some of my friends between now and then and get some feedback and some advice, and of course I'll be trying to test drive it myself and tweak it to a little bit. So I'll get back to you guys real soon. Peace, love, happiness, and all that jazz. If you guys want to, like and subscribe. YouTube DJV. Peace out, guys.